Thank y'all for tuning back in to the channel. It's your boy Pelican Bay Kennels giving you that dog news the way I always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit it yet. Hit them likes before you get up out of here if you like the video, and don't forget to drop them comments. Let's get into that news. Alright, to start this news off today, we talking about how important the transporter became to the dog game since 9/11. Because since 9/11, you can't ship dogs all kind of way. And it's said that, very few airports shipping dogs, like they used to before 9/11. So the transporter has, became the headstone far as, getting a dog from place to place. And we really don't show the transporters as much love as we should show them, because, they get people money and they get people dogs, and they can go any direction they want to go with them dogs if they wanted to. They can pull any kind of scheme they wanted to pull with them dogs if they wanted to. But they take them directly to where they're supposed to be at. And the important thing, what we're talking about is finding you a good transporter, because a good transporter makes the total difference. Because if you get a bad transporter, which we'll talk about in a minute, but a good transporter gonna take you, get your dogs. He gonna have them in a nice, clean area to be transported in. Nice, clean area to be transported in, and he gonna make sure that the dog's taking enough stops to use the bathroom, making sure the dogs get food, get water, making sure the dogs are just comfortable for their little trip. Because some dogs go take an hour with the transporter, wherever they're going at, 2 hours. Some people, shipping all the way across the country. So a dog might take 2 or 3 days, just going straight to you. But just imagine, you getting a dog from California, or you getting a dog from South Carolina, and you stay in California. Now, unless you got that transporter making that one trip for you, it's a chance your dog might be on the road for 1-2 weeks. It just depends. It just depends on where that transporter got to go at. So think about this. I could take care of this puppy that you just bought for me. I can have him healthy, and I can have him good. And I ship him to you. You seen him on a video. I ship him to you. And when last time I laid eyes on the dog, he was what he was when you seen him. Now, you get him. This transporter got your dog for, say, a week. After he done made all his stops, different places. Now, he done had your dog for a week. Now, that's a whole bunch of things bad your little puppy can get into between the time he left the owner's house to the time he left getting to the new owner's house. Now, if you're dealing with a bad transporter, your dog liable to be sick by the time you get him. And then we'll put that blame on the owner or the man who sold you the dog. When actuality, when the dog got on the transporter car, he was good. As a small puppy, it don't take much to get a young puppy sick. Once he gets sick, things take drastic turns. A bigger dog might can fight it off a little bit, and he just a little on the downside, eating a little slow, and but a puppy, once they take some type of illness at a real young age, it's more devastating on them. So when he's with a bad dog transporter, he's not getting fed properly. He's not getting took out the cages properly, probably sitting in his shit, piss, I meant to say. And all they really worried about is getting him to the spot where he got to get at. A good transporter just gonna know that those dogs in his truck is his money, and he can't mess up his money. And your name, if that's the business that you're trying to run, you want to make sure that you got the best name out there. You want to make sure that people know, I'm saying PBK Transporter. PBK Transporter, man. I'm telling you, if you want your dog shipped, I'm shipping through them because, hey, when I got my dog, he looked just like he did when I seen him on this video last. I didn't get a sick dog that because you done did something out of the ordinary that the old owner wouldn't do and the new owner ain't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You just trying to keep him alive till you can get to the spot where he got to get dropped off at and get your money. Because once you ride off, that's a wrap for you. You out of the picture. So always best to find the best transporter as far as going to keep your dog upkeep right. You know what I'm saying? The cheapest all the time ain't the best. You know what I'm saying? Folk charge for their labor. If we wanted to do it ourselves, we wouldn't pay transporters. So we got to look out more for the ones that's doing good jobs. Give these brothers tips when you get there. When they come bring your dog and your dog looking good. A lot of them brothers ain't going to ask for it, but who going to deny it? You know what I'm saying? Give them brothers tips. I ain't talking about no $5 tips because you paying for a $1,500 dog. Give that man a tip according to what what he brought you. You know what I'm saying? Bought you your package and got it there to you like it's supposed to be got there. Throw that man a little something. Hell, invite him in for a few minutes to chill and see if he wanted something to drink or something to eat. If he hungry or something, man. A lot of these boys be on the road, man. They don't be eating like, they might. It's not about they don't have the money. They trying to get these dogs where they need to get at. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, ain't no telling how many of the new owners be calling like, yo, where you at? Calling the transporter. Yo, where you at? Where you at? So, that probably be hackling them a little bit too, but, show these guys some hospitality when they get places and then, they enjoy their job a whole lot better, and put more effort into what they're doing. Even if you wind up bumping into a dog transporter that he didn't do it to your satisfaction, pull him to the side, let him know what it is. Especially if he's going to be dealing with your dogs, because you ain't having that when it comes to your dogs. You know what I'm saying? Pull him to the side and talk to him like a man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we just gotta show more respect and show more gratitude to these dog transporters. And like I said, you got good and you got bad in all things that you do. So this ain't for all the transporters. It's for all of them. But, we only congratulate the good ones. You know what I'm saying? The bad ones, they just need to stop pumping that gas and stay where the hell they at. Leave people alone. Get up out the game. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Let's move on to the next topic. Now, next we talking about these puppies, and dogs needing something to chew on. See, now, I had the Malinois and I kept Marino in the house. He still house, come in anytime he want because the house broke. The thing is, I thought the Malinois chew up. See, Marino will chew up. He got a bad habit because he'll come. I can't leave no remotes down, my shoes. I got to make sure anything is out the way when it comes to him and me leaving the room. If I leave the room for 15 minutes and come back and that remote control down low, I have to get a new remote, And I thought that was aggravating. But these pit bulls, they really need stuff to chew on, just to get them new teeth, them old teeth, baby teeth out, to get the new ones coming in. And what I've read, it's a natural instinct for a dog to chew. It's actually cleaning his teeth. It's a natural instinct of cleaning his teeth. So, and from what I see with my pit puppy, she chew 5 times more than what Marino them chew as a puppy. Marino just chew the wrong things whenever he ain't supposed to, and I come back, he be looking crazy in the corner, he done did something wrong. So I done bought about 4 or 5 remote controls since he was a baby. And it'd be my fault because I leave him down somewhere, but I forget. And then I come back, oh man, the remote chewed up. But these pits, my puppy not bad on chewing up remote controls or nothing like that, but she bad on chewing up anything trying to get to the furniture or something like that. She wants something hard like a pig knuckle, so I just have to get her a pig knuckle, or a shank bone or something like that, because she ain't content when chewing on. It ain't nothing soft. She just wants something hard to bite on. And that's great for the teeth coming in, like I said. It's great for older dogs. It keeps their teeth sharpened. It helps sharpen their teeth. And something else I read, when it comes to wild dogs teeth are a whole lot thicker and have a whole lot more enamel on it than the domesticated dog. No matter how big you think your domesticated dog teeth is, it's not as thick, and it don't have as much enamel on it. So it can be damaged a whole lot easier than a wild dog's teeth, because they're a whole lot stronger. So the biting and the chewing and the stuff like that helps the gums, helps the teeth sharpen up, helps clean the teeth and all that. And don't get nothing that the dog can swallow that he can't digest. If it's something that he liable to swallow a piece of it, make sure it's something that his body can digest it. Like, no plastic and rubber type stuff like that. It's good stuff to chew on if he can't swallow it, certain things. But just make sure the dog can't swallow, because, pits are bad at chewing up things that we don't think a dog will even be capable of swallowing. And a pit bull turn around and swallow it. I'm talking about the craziest of things. A pit bull will swallow it. So just let them do their chewing, let them do their biting. Get some good hard knuckles around there, some good shank bones. Let them do the chewing, let them do their biting, and whatever objects you got them to work their bite, work their bite with, let them chew that. But, just make sure you keep an eye on them at least when they got their chew toys around. Or at least you know what's what when it comes to their chew toys. So if you do have to leave the area, you won't be shocked to come back, or the dog acting funny the next 2 or 3 days because he done swallowed something. And now you're like, dang, he ain't eating right. He ain't doing this right because he swallowed something. So just pay attention and, let them dogs chew. Now, I was reading in the book this next thing I'm talking about, but before I read this, I was talking to one of my partners, and, I was saying, I wonder if I feed my dogs less and put water with the food, add water to their food, will it help? Because I felt like I was overfeeding at one time. You know what I'm saying? So what I did, I put water in it. I probably had like, when I feed all my dogs, I fill the bucket up, but then I put water in the bucket, a little bit of water in it, enough for all, and I wished it around enough for all the food to get wet. And I gave it an hour or two, let the water soak in. Food got, swole up, and I fed it to him, and I was feeding. I did this a few days. But, from what I seen, it kept good weight on my dogs. And from what I read, it helps the food digest faster. Food digests faster in the dog, because, a lot of dogs eat their food super fast. They just gulp it down as soon as you start biting on it. As soon as you lay it out, they just swallow it down. For dogs that eat like that, when you wet the food and get it soft, make it moist and have water already in it, it's better for them because their body can digest the food a whole lot faster. And some of the food maybe won't even get digested because they ate it so fast. But when you got it wet, got the water in it, their body can take the food in better. So I did read that. Big shouts out to Brother Valentin for $5 cash app. Appreciate it, my brother. Shout out to Dickie Foster, Samurai Kennel, Street Rossi, Liquid Lucky. Shout out to all the bulldoggers out there today, man. Now next, we talking about putting these dogs in cages, right? Because see, what we failing to tell these folk, or what these folk failing to mention, is that pit bulls climb like squirrels. Pit bulls climb like squirrels. And in order for you to really secure a cage with a full-grown pit bull, an active, working line pit bull, you might have to cover the top. And I ain't talking about no shade cover. I'm talking about actually put on all four corners, put something where that dog can't get out on the whole, on the whole cage at the top. Because a pit, especially when they get excited, my pit he wouldn't try to get out the cage all year long. When 4th of July come and he hear them firecrackers, he go to climbing. You know what I'm saying? And he got loose last time 4th of July. He climbed out the cage and, he was on the back doorstep waiting on me. Luckily, I'm glad he didn't go out and try to do nothing or try to get in any fights with any other dogs in the yard. But, I didn't even expect that, because he never did it. But once I start seeing him do it, I start paying attention. And then, every 4th of July came by, I seen him. Boom, he died when he was about 5 years old. Every 4th of July or New Year's or something like that, when boys start shooting, he start climbing the fence. You know what I'm saying? And just like, I literally had to put a real top on the cage because no matter how I try to put it or angle it off so he can't get out, he can't use them corners to get out and stuff, he'll climb up the straight side of the fence. So we got to really put covers on them fences, man. And, to me, I think a dog is more safer, on a chain. You can keep more control over that dog on the chain, just my personal opinion. In the cage, you got control over them as well. But it's just, you gotta add stuff to your cage in order to really secure it for a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just buy like a super, even when you do that, you still gotta reinforce it because you gotta put stuff up under the cage to make sure he ain't digging out, or either have a cement bottom or a pallet bottom or wood bottom, 2x4s. You gotta have some type of bottom. And when it comes to wood, pit bulls chew through that too, as well. We'll put a wood floor down, a wood back, or wood whatever, and we'll come back and it'll be a big hole in it. Because they chew like beavers when it comes to them getting excited and them trying to, get to where they want to get at. See, in this dog game, you got your Shannon Sharps and you got your Skip Baylesses. All right? Your Shannon Sharps, folk don't really care what they say too much. It is what it is because Shannon played the game. You know what I'm saying? He played the game. So other players respect that. Skip never played the game, but you have a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? A lot to say. Oh, you played the game in high school, but you ain't played the game on that level. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot to say about everybody. So the players don't respect what he say. Because they know he ain't, the stuff that they did, he didn't do. He just commenting on the stuff that they did. All right, to my brother that was asking me about what I thought about Little Country and Big Country. Okay, I had Little Country, although I didn't, I didn't. I got him as a champion, and Little Country was blind. All right. The thing about him was he wouldn't breathe, you know what I'm saying? Anything that come within his reach, he would grab hold to. Only thing he wouldn't grab hold to once he come in his reach was a human. When he bumped his leg, like your leg bump his nose, he automatically know like not to bite no human. He wasn't human aggressive. But I always kept him from around kids. I never let no kid go around him, period, because of the fact that he was blind. And if a kid come around him at a little shorter level, a kid gonna be shorter. So when he bump into them, it might have been a different reaction compared to when him bumping into my leg and feeling my knee and stuff like that down there. So I never let no kids get around him because of the fact that he does grab anything. A kid can be playing with a toy or playing with anything, and the dog realizes it's not human, he gonna grab it. That's the only problem I had with him. It was, we couldn't breed him. He had to do an AI. He had an AI breed, and I did get a litter off one AI breed that me and my boy did, and some of them dogs are out in the world now. Little Country went blind on his fourth, and finished it off on his fourth. Finished him off blind, and he never regained his eyesight. never gained his eyesight, but his eyes wasn't blue. As you look in the pictures, his eyes wasn't blue. They was just round, big and round, like his pupils was dilated, like he was smoked 50 cent pieces of rock or something. You know what I'm saying? But he was a great dog and he produced great. It was just so much work. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, it was just so much work. With Big Country, I had one dog off of Big Country over here in my possession. It was one of my, a guy wanted me to get him, get him in shape for him. So I had him for a little while. He was about a 60-pound dog, no body fat on him. Tall, he was tall, he had some height on him, but his height and his weight, everything went accordingly. He didn't look like a tall, skinny dog. Everything went accordingly. Even though he was tall, everything fit right, But he didn't have any body fat on him. And he was a good 60 pounds, and he was off Big Country and somebody. But Little Country, I had him for a while, then I sold him. It just started getting to the point where I'm trying to do the breedings. Folk want to do breedings. Folk want to come down and breed their dog to them. But, they don't want to rely on the AI breeding. So it started getting to the point where it was more hassle than it was, good. So I just got rid of him myself. He was a great dog. He throw the little we did get. Those were great dogs. They look phenomenal in all aspects. I can't say nothing bad about Little Country. He was a grown dog from the age of 4 months old. At the age of 4 months old, he was already acting like a grown dog. So only bad thing I can say about him is just, he was blind and he just wouldn't breathe. You stick a tree branch in front of him and his nose touched the tree branch, he gonna lock straight on the tree branch. His teeth, the good thing about it, his teeth wasn't, he had done messed his teeth up. So if he did grab somebody, it wouldn't hurt them as bad as it would with a mouthful of teeth, because he had messed his teeth up. They was all dulled out and broke out, and but that was one of the good things, that he couldn't harm anybody or harm anything. It wasn't no breeding. As soon as he see his nose touch a dog tail, his mouth go to clamping. Mouth go to clamping. As soon as his nose touch a dog tail, and try to do all kind of ways to breed him. Hold him up there on the back of the dog while we, jack him and try to put him in. That wasn't working. Once he feel the dog, once he touch the dog, he just go insane. Put a muzzle on him. Try that all kind of ways, because we don't want no accidents. Put a muzzle on him. None of that worked. He just go crazy. So easiest way to do it was to just AI breed him. And now, they got this stuff, because when I was doing the AI breeding then, it was just straight with the straw and pushing it in with the syringe thing. But now they got these little, like I was showing you on the videos in the past, they got the little almost like penis things that you stick in the back of the dog. And it makes the process a whole lot easier. And the dog, you can feel, instead of you sticking your hand in there and doing all kind of stuff with the dog, you got that object that's sticking there now. So it's a whole lot easier. But yeah, man, Little Country was a good one. Big Country, for what I seen, he threw good dogs. Now, my buddy asked me about the Sorrells dogs. Do I know much about the Sorrells dogs? Now, I'm going to give you some stories and some old dogs about the Sorrell dogs, in the next couple of days, stuff that I'm reading. But as far as me knowing about the Sorrell stuff, honestly, I wouldn't mind having a pure Sorrells dog to see how the bloodline, see what's what with it. Because I do like, some of the dogs that I see off his stuff. I don't have any history with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any friends that I know of, unless they come back and be like, oh, that so-and-so dog was a Sorrells dog. I just, haven't really been around too many Sorrells dogs. or seen any of them get beat. I can't say anything bad about them, you know. And like I said, I wouldn't mind having one if it's going to bring good qualities, you know, if it's a good quality dog, you know, not just because of the pedigree, but it got to be a good dog off of some of them dogs. But yeah, man, me myself, I'm kind of in the blind when it comes to that Sorrel stuff. But like I said, we about to do some reading. We about to do some, you know, I'm about to keep them videos coming for you. So we going to get on them Sorrels dogs, and I'm going to find out some new stuff about it myself. You know, if anybody want to talk about these Sorrels dogs or want to get up on my live and talk about whatever, you know, whatever they want to talk about as far as with the dogs, you know, just let me know. Hit me up. You know, it is what it is. My story ain't no more important than yours. Your story ain't no more important than his. We can, you know, tell our stories. It is what it is. Just hit me up in the inbox, and I'll shoot you the link whenever I go on live. Now they say, who is the Knights of the Round Table I keep talking about? Knights of the Round Table, my brothers, ain't no particular one person, two. Knights of the Round Table, the old school dog man who paved this way. You know, not the ones from the 60s, you know, maybe some of the ones from the 70s, if they were still living. Dudes from the 80s, you know what I'm saying? Dudes from the 80s and the 90s for sure. The old schoolers, you know, the ones on your pedigrees, you know, them the Knights of the Round Table. You know, so when you hear me talk about it, you know, the ones you go back like 8 generations, 10 generations in your ped. You know, it depends on how, you know, how your dog bred for one, but go back in them peds. Them the Knights of the Round Table. Now to my dog man, all right, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question real quick, man. What would you do? You found out your next door neighbor or somebody in your neighborhood was screwing your dog. What would you do if you found out somebody was creeping in your yard, screwing your dog, screwing your animals? All right, I gotta get to you the bay style, baby. I gotta dig in the bag, you know, pull it out bay style. You know, like I tell you, man, give it to you like no other channel gonna give it to you, PBK. This dude right here done screwed this woman horse, right? This is an old story. This is an old story, but 9 times out of 10, a lot of y'all ain't heard it, you know, from around my way. You know, if I get up here and say that, talking trash about somebody and say they fucking a dog or this or that, you know, it ain't because I'm making up some crazy shit. It's because it can really happen. You know what I'm saying? This dude right here, you know, shit, he was trying to have a baby with a horse. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, you know, screwed the horse. They caught him, locked him up, got back out, screwed the horse again. And I'm telling you, one time it was saying something about he gave the horse something. You know, it ain't saying nothing about that in this news article you about to hear, but when it was coming out in the newspapers and stuff, they said something about he gave the horse something. You know, hey, it's a crazy world out here, man. You gotta watch your animals. You think you gotta just watch your girl? You in here babysitting that girl, won't let her go nowhere, worrying about her, and then you got another bandit out there fucking your dog. Because you won't even think that'll happen. You won't even think somebody will go try to do your animals like that. But in this world, man, whew.
Next story contains adult content that may not be suitable for everyone. Horry County Police say a man for the 2nd time in 2 years is in jail for having sex with a horse. It's a story you'll only see on News Channel 15. Graham Moore spoke with the horse's owner. Graham?
Well, Tim, we certainly had some debate over the story today, and there is shock value to this story, but there's also some real pain for a woman who thought that the first time her horse was sexually abused would be the last time.
This is supposed to be my enjoyment, my serenity, my peace of mind out here. This is where I come to get away from everything. Sugar, baby, what you doing?
But Kinley's tranquil respite fell apart near the end of 2007 when she discovered a man had been having sex with her horse.
And now he's totally destroyed that. For a whole year and a half, I've been destroyed.
Barbara first stumbled upon Rodell Vereen in a horse stall Thanksgiving Day 2007, but it was no simple trespassing. Vereen told police he had sex with Barbara's horse of 15 years, Sugar, and it wasn't the first time.
She's like one of my children, and this man has just totally taken all the fun out of it. I don't know how to explain to you the sick feeling.
Last year, Vereen pled guilty to buggery, a felonious offense against morality. He got 3 years probation, was ordered to mental evaluation, registered as a sex offender, and was told to stay away from Lazy Bee stables. That was little comfort to Barbara.
Every night going to bed thinking, is that man out there with my animals? What is he doing to my horse? And like I said, I just couldn't sleep thinking about it.
So Kinley would sometimes stay in the stables at night, keeping watch over Sugar.
When I come to feed the next morning that I hadn't sat out here waiting for him, and she'd been molested again, it was devastating.
But her proof wasn't solid. She needed more to convince police, so she installed surveillance.
And moving my camera in various spots. And then I finally got a good picture of him.
That was 2 weekends ago, but she wanted to catch him red-handed, which police say happened last night. With a shotgun in his face, Barbara waited for police.
He didn't resist or fight back or deny. Now, he kept apologizing to me. He said, if I hurt you, ma'am, I'm sorry.
She said last night was her first good night of sleep in a while, and this evening she left, hoping for a peaceful future at Lazy Bee Stables.
I'd like to see him get some help, but I also want him kept behind bars when he's getting the help. I don't want him out. I don't want to have to worry about coming out to my place.
Now, the solicitor's office told me today this is not something that they see very often, but if convicted of buggery, Rodell Vereen could spend 5 years in prison. Tim?
All right, thanks, Graham.
But I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long, my brothers and sisters. Hope y'all had a good day. Hope y'all having a good day. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Hit that like button before you get up out of here. Don't forget to hit them comments up. And have a safe, productive day. I'm out.